going to cover 5 games. First game being Houston at Cincinnati. I'm gonna have to make this very brief this week because I'm just jammed up in my calendar. I just got back from Toronto, and I'm off to Brazil shortly. I got a lot of work to do in the meantime, so here we go. What did I just... First game. I'll do a book report. Welcome, folks. Week 14 in the NFL. It's getting real interesting. Getting down to the crunch time for many teams and many divisions. I'm going to do 5 games this week. I went 4-1 last week. Of course, I picked New England. That was a gimme. So I sort of went 4-1 last week. I'm looking to go 5-0 this week. And my disclaimer, by the way, is I don't gamble. I don't even really bet on games. I just do this for fun. Because I like all the armchair quarterbacks that basically, you know, pick all the games after the games are done. Oh, I knew San Diego was going to win. Oh, I knew Green Bay was going to win. It's just a bunch of BS to me. So I like to put my picks out there. I'm just putting myself way out there. I've got nothing to win, nothing to lose. So here we go. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Easy. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to win that game. And, oh, jeez, what am I talking about? They played last night. Oh, good Lord. And I left the game when it was 7-3 Pittsburgh and everyone on Pittsburgh was getting injured. Forget about that game. I'm reading my notes wrong. Houston at Cincinnati. My dog. Hey, come here, boy. Come on. Andy, come on. Settle down. Settle down. Okay. Houston at Cincinnati. Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati. There's no reason Houston can't win this game, but Cincinnati... You know, I've got their jersey. It's a beautiful jersey. That's all I'm picking Cincinnati for, the Bengals. There's no science whatsoever to this game. A lot of experts are picking Houston to win, so I'm going to buck that. I'm going to say Cincinnati, and they should be the favorites anyway. Cincinnati's going to win this game. Second game is New Orleans at Tennessee. Tennessee's a pretty good team. They're at home. But, and although pundits, there's several pundits and so-called experts that are picking Tennessee to win this game, I still think New Orleans are the slight favorite. So, you know, it's a tough one to call. I might lose this one, but I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to say New Orleans are going to win this away game in Tennessee. There's a lot on the line, actually, looking at this game, but I'm going to go with New Orleans. New Orleans is just, man, they're rolling. I don't think there's... too many teams right now, and Tennessee really wants this win. But I'm going to go with New Orleans. So second game, New Orleans is going to win. Philadelphia, Miami. Oh, man, the dream team, Philadelphia Eagles. What can you say? I mean, if it wasn't so insane, it would actually be funny. But I'm going to pick, for Philadelphia at Miami, I'm going to give it to Miami. Miami struck gold last week. I was very impressed with their performance. I didn't watch the entire game, but... you know, I poked in a few times, watched the highlights, got the news on it. Excellent game for Miami. I think, you know, Philadelphia's got... They're just so obliterated mentally right now. I think Miami gets to win this game. So that should be a bit of an upset. Fourth game that I'm picking is, you know, I got to go with my New England Patriots. They're in Washington. And there's at least a couple of ESPN folks and Sportsnet guys that are actually taking Washington. I understand the reasoning for doing so. New England, you know, were pretty sloppy against the, I forget who they played last week, but they were sloppy. They should have won 60-0. It was Indianapolis. Should have won 60-0. I think they only won by about 10 points. So, anyway, New England might have got sloppy then. I think they're going to fix what's wrong, what they played, in my opinion, way down to the opponent last week. Not a mistake they make too often. They're not going to make it again this year. So I think they're going to pretty much roll over Washington fairly easy. So that's the fourth game. Now the fifth game, oh boy, this one's Chicago at Denver. Well, Chicago at Denver. I mean, what can we say? Chicago Bears, pretty darn good team. Denver Broncos, my boy Tim Tebow. I know he's like the Rodney Dangerfield when the respect level is measured in some quarters about him. I still think he's just an incredible, you know, is he 22, 23-year-old quarterback. He's got a lot of burden on his shoulders. You know, you hear me talk about Tebow all the time. I'm just fascinated when athletes of this caliber rise at such a young age, and you know, he plays a pretty physical game. I hope he doesn't go down that route where Mike Vick did this year and got injured a whole lot of times. I don't like Mike Vick personally, but I think he's a stud as a ball player. But I hope Tebow is not slated to do the same thing and play in the traffic and get himself hurt at a young stage of his career. I'm going to give this to the Denver Broncos. They're in Denver, the Mile High City, your cardio, and big guys, you know, big football players. It's going to be tough. Denver is a tough city just to walk around in, uphill, let alone play football this time of year. It's going to be cold, 5,000 feet elevation. It's going to be rough. Chicago, though, bad weather city itself. They're not going to do it. Lots of people will bet on Chicago. Sure, go ahead and bet. I don't bet, so I don't care. But I'm going to tell you that Denver's going to win. That is your 5-0 picks. NFL Week 14. Rock. It's going to be great.